Hi students. Today's topic is human respiratory system. We'll be discussing now. When air is taken inside into the nostrils, here, external nostrils from the atmosphere, air is taken through the external nostrils, also called as nares. One pair of external nostrils are present here. Example, here two external nostrils are there here, and that is partition. This is a partition here. Okay, so one and two external nostrils are there with a communication with the outside atmosphere here. Oxygen is inhaled, carbon dioxide is exhaled through the external, one pair of external nostrils or nares. So air is taken inside, and this here is a nasal cavity. Entire structure is a nasal cavity. The nasal cavity is partitioned by the septum, called as nasal septum. Nasal septum. Septum means the partition. What is the septum? A partition, which is made of hyaline cartilage. The partition, this septum is made of hyaline cartilage. So that the nasal cavity is divided into right nasal chamber and the left nasal chamber. This is the right nasal chamber and this is the left nasal chamber. Two nasal chambers are there. Each nasal chamber, so from the external nostrils, it is entering into which one? The air is entering into the nasal chambers. These are also paired. That is one paired here, nasal chambers. So each nasal chamber contains three parts, VRO. What is VRO? Don't say village revenue officer. Each nasal chamber contains a VRO. V stands for not village, vestibular part. Vestibular part. And R stands for not revenue, respiratory part. Respiratory part. And O stands for not officer, but here olfactory part. So each nasal chamber contains three parts here. What are these? Let's discuss now. So from atmosphere, during inhalation, air is entering into through the external nostrils into the nasal chambers. Each nasal chamber contains three parts, called as vestibular part, respiratory part, olfactory part. What are these? Let's discuss now. So nasal chambers, first of all, vestibular part. Vestibular part contains two structures. One is called as hair and other is sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands, also called as oil glands, which is secret the sebum or oil. So what's the function of this vestibular part, which contains the hair and the sebum? Defensive role, protection, because when we inhale the air, it may be containing the microbial organisms or dust particles. They are entrapped by the hair and the sebum present in the nasal chambers here. That is their defensive function here. Okay, vestibular part. Next one is the respiratory part. Respiratory part, which contains the three nasal conchae, also called as turbinals. Nasal conchae, also called as turbinals. They are twisted. How many number? Three nasal conchae are there, also called as nasal turbinals. They are twisted. What is meant twisted here? Like this here. Just like a watch spring, it is twisted around each other here. So three bony plates. They are the bony plates which are twisted around each other, and they called as a nasal conchae or turbinals. They humidifies the air. Humidifies the air. So as we take air, the air is brought to the normal temperature of the human being. That's called as humidification. That's a function of these three nasal conchae or turbinals, bringing the air and humidifying the air to the normal temperature of the human being. That's the function here, which constitutes the respiratory part. And third one is called as olfactory part. Olfactory part here. Anything olfactation means related with the smell. The study of smell, olfactology. So olfactory part means the olfactory part constitutes the olfactory epithelium. Olfactory epithelium, epithelial tissue. Okay. And which is concerned with the smell sensation. And olfactory nerve, the first cranial nerve which goes to the brain. That is, nose is also serving as an olfactory organ. One of the cells organ of the human body is a nose because of the olfactory epithelium of the olfactory part here of the nasal chamber here. So 3 V R O constitutes each nasal chamber contains the 3 parts here. Okay. So from nasal chambers, let's discuss now. Okay. From nasal chambers, the air now enters into the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx. Through the pair of internal nostrils or nails. Because we are as distinguished from external nostrils. The air is entering from atmosphere into the chambers to the pair of external nostrils. And from the nasal chambers, the air is entering into the nasopharynx through a pair of internal nostrils, also as nares. Now let's discuss what is the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx is the upper part of pharynx. Upper part of pharynx is the first point. It is related to the nasal cavity, and the internal nostrils are the part and parcel of the nasopharynx. That is, from the nasal chambers, the air is entering into the nasopharynx to the internal nostrils, and internal nostrils are present in the nasopharynx. That's the second point. Internal nostrils are present in the nasopharynx. Next one is eustachian tube. See here, this is the middle ear, here. This is the middle ear, This is the middle ear here, middle ear. And here, for example, this is a nasopharynx. Nasopharynx here. One tube like this and other tube like this are there. What are these tubes, bacho? They are called as a eustachian tubes. Eustachian tubes here. One towards the right side and other towards the left side here, which connect the middle ear with the nasopharynx, middle ear with the nasopharynx. Two tubes are there. They are called as a eustachian tubes. These eustachian tubes are made of elastic cartilage. So that is the next point of nasopharynx, eustachian tubes here. Next point. Nasopharynx are connected with which one? Nasal cavity. They are connected with the nasal cavity here. How? Let's discuss. So here is a nasal cavity. Here nose, here nasal cavity. Nasal cavity, and for example, here is a nasopharynx. NPM writing here, nasopharynx. This is a nasal cavity. Here is a oral cavity. This is a oral cavity or buccal cavity here, as the case may be. And here, this is the oropharynx here. What is this one? Oropharynx. And next one, third one, last one is the laryngopharynx. This is the laryngopharynx. LPM writing, and which is connected with which one? Larynx here. This is the larynx. This is the larynx here. That is, nasopharynx is connected with the nasal cavity. That's why the name nasopharynx. Oropharynx is connected with the oral cavity. That's why oropharynx. And laryngopharynx is connected with the larynx. That's why it's called as the laryngopharynx. We have already discussed in one of the section under digestive system along with the diagram. Do you remember this one? Yes. And laryngopharynx here. See here, the air enters up to nasopharynx, isn't it? Then the air enters into which one? Oropharynx. Oropharynx. From oropharynx into the laryngopharynx. Isn't it? So in this direction, downward direction, the air is entering here. See here, from the nasal cavity, the air is entering into the nasopharynx. From nasopharynx to the oropharynx to the laryngopharynx. From laryngopharynx, it is connected to which one? What is this one? Larynx. How? Please see here, a small opening called as glottis is present here. What is present? Glottis. And glottis is bordered by a cartilaginous flap-like structure called as epiglottis. When the air enters, the epiglottis is open so that the air is freely flowing from laryngopharynx into the larynx. There is no objection. Clear? To the glottis, the air is entering from laryngopharynx into the larynx. To the glottis, because epiglottis is open, isn't it? So where is the air now? From in the larynx, it's present here. And you have to remember that here some ticklish is there here. You see here is the other structure called as, what is this one? Esophagus is present here. Esophagus. So laryngopharynx is connected with the esophagus also. Laryngopharynx is connected with the esophagus also through the structure called as gullet. Gullet. That is the laryngopharynx. From the laryngopharynx only, the food is entering from oral cavity. See here, the food is entering from oral cavity into the oropharynx. Oropharynx. From oropharynx into which one? Laryngopharynx. From laryngopharynx, it is not entering into the larynx. Why the food is not entering from laryngopharynx into the larynx? Because when the food is passing, the glottis is closed by the epiglottis. The glottis is closed by the epiglottis here. When the food is entering, not air. When the air is entering from the laryngopharynx means the epiglottis opens the glottis so that air passes freely from laryngopharynx to the larynx, but the food is entering means the laryngopharynx closes the glottis. Laryngopharynx here, it is not entering, the food is not entering from laryngopharynx into the larynx because the glottis is closed by the epiglottis. So that the food is not entering in this direction. Okay, if the food enters in the larynx, it enters the trachea, then bronchi, lungs, the lungs damage, the person will die. It's not happening. Why? Because epiglottis is closing the glottis here. That's why the food is not entering into which one? Larynx. Then the food is entering from laryngopharynx into which one? This esophagus to which one? Is structure called as gullet. This is the gullet, for example. That is the arrangement here. So we can say that, bacho. See, oropharynx and laryngopharynx are the common food passages plus air passages. But this is only the air passage. Remember this point. Very, very important need point here. This one. Nasopharynx is only the air passage, whereas oropharynx and laryngopharynx are the food as well as the air passages. That is, they are connecting the digestive system with the respiratory system. Yes, students. So where is the food now? From the laryngopharynx. The food is entering into which one? Larynx. So let's discuss about the larynx now. Larynx. Yes, all of you are enjoying the session. Okay, take the notes, bacho, all of you. Please type in the comment box below. Comments are very, very important for me, isn't it? Because you can recommend, ask the doubts, your feedback, isn't it? Everything you can type in the comment box. Please. So larynx is also called as a voice box. Because here the sound is produced, bacho. That's why it's called as larynx is called as voice box. See here, bacho, all of you. This is the larynx, also called as the voice box. The entire structure here. From here to here, up to here only. Up to here. This is called as voice box, larynx. And this is trachea. This is different. This one is trachea. We'll be discussing later on here, not now. Okay, this larynx is called as voice box and it is producing the sound. That's why sound box or voice box. And it is also a cartilaginous box, bacho. Cartilaginous box. Why is called as cartilaginous box? Because it is made of 9 cartilages. 9 cartilages. Because it's made of 9 cartilages. So some are unpaired cartilages and some are paired cartilages. What are these? Let's discuss now. So some are unpaid and some are paid here. I'll get back here. Unpaid means single, paid means two are there here, isn't it? So this is one, this unpaid means two are there here. One is thyroid cartilage, epiglottis, and cricoid cartilage. Cricoid cartilage. These are the unpaid cartilages. One. This is one, this is one, this is one. Now, paid cartilage, that is the two in number. Okay. What is that? One is cartilages of Santorini. Santorini. Next one, cuneiform cartilages. Cuneiform cartilages and arytenoids or arytenoid cartilages. Okay, students. Cartilages of Santorini, two in number, paid. Cuneiform cartilages, they are also paid, and arytenoids, they are paid here. That is paid. 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 cartilages. And 1. That is 1 plus 1 plus 1. Here 3. 3 plus 6, how much? 9 cartilages totally here. So we can say that larynx is made of 9 cartilages. 3 are unpaid and 3 are paid. A question comes, bacho. How many, the larynx is made of how many types of cartilages here? How many types, not total cartilages, how many types of cartilages? What's the answer? Here, how many types are there? 6 types. Sometimes here, our first option would be 9 types here, sir. Number 2, 8 types, 6 types, and here 4 types. What's the answer? How many types are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types are there. Not totally, 9 are there. But here types, question is types, number of types. That is 6 is the answer. This is the answer. But most of the students will keep 9. Out of hurry, out of stress, they think that total number of cartilages is asked here. So that's a wrong answer here. Here much of it. Okay. Now let's discuss thyroid cartilage. So this is the thyroid cartilage here, bachon. You see here, this is the thyroid cartilage. This entire structure here, this one's is the thyroid cartilage, because here thyroid gland is there, one of the endocrine gland, largest endocrine gland, isn't it? So here thyroid cartilage, this is the thyroid cartilage, and here is another unpaid cartilage. This is a cricoid cartilage. See here, thyroid is unpaid. Cricoid is also unpaid. Both are literally here very closely articulated here. Thyroid and cricoid cartilages. And this is epiglottis. You know this one, just now I explained bachon. In the laryngopharynx, isn't it? The food is not entering into the glottis because it is guarded by epiglottis. Once the food passes to the laryngopharynx, the epiglottis closes the glottis so that the food is not entering into the larynx and trachea here. So that is the epiglottis. It is a cartilaginous flap-like structure. What is epiglottis here? Epiglottis is a cartilaginous flap. What is a flap? Which can be closed and open. Closed and open here. That is a flap. So it is made of elastic cartilage. Elastic cartilage here. Epiglottis is very thin and it's made of elastic cartilage here, which closes the glottis when the food is entering beyond the levels of laryngopharynx. That's about the epiglottis. Next one, this is the epiglottis, bacho. This one's here. This is the epiglottis, and here is the thyroid cartilage. This is the cricoid cartilage. All the three are the unpaid cartilages. Clear? Next one is the cartilages of Santorini. Cartilages of Santorini here. They are the conical structures. Cartilages of Santorini are the conical structures. Conical nodule-like structures here. Santorini cartilages, they are the two, because they are paired, small, conical, cone in shape here, conical, nodule-like structures here, and they are made of elastic cartilage. Santorini cartilages are made of which one? Elastic cartilage. And two are in number, small and conical, thin and conical structures. They are made of elastic cartilage here, and they are present here. I'll explain here what is the location here. Okay. First of all, next one is arytenoid cartilages. See here, these are the arytenoid cartilages here. Can you see all of you? So this one is the arytenoid cartilage. This is another arytenoid cartilage here. Two are there here. Arytenoids or arytenoid cartilage 1 and 2 arytenoid cartilages. They are in close contact here. See, arytenoid cartilages are in close contact with the cartilages of Santorini. That is, the Santorini cartilages are closely articulated with the arytenoids. The Santorini cartilages are closely articulated with the arytenoids. That is, they are present in and around here. So these are the arytenoid cartilages here. These ones, conical structures. These two are the arytenoid cartilages here. These ones. This is the arytenoid cartilage, and these are the cartilages of Santorini here. These two are the conical structures called as the cartilages of Santorini, whereas these ones are the arytenoid cartilage. These are the arytenoid cartilages here. Can you see all of you? That's it. That is, the Santorini cartilages are in close connection with the arytenoid cartilages. Articulation means close connection with the arytenoid cartilages here. Okay, students. And next one is, let's discuss just remember a code TVA. TV artist, television artist, television artist. Here T stands for thyroid and A stands for arytenoids. T stands for thyroid, A stands for arytenoids, and B stands for vocal cords. Vocal cords. That is, vocal cords are the structures present between the thyroid cartilage and the arytenoid cartilage. A simple technique is TVA, television artist. T stands for thyroid and A stands for arytenoid. Between these two, what is present? Vocal cords are present here. Vocal cords are also called as vocal folds. Vocal folds. See here, what's the location? Let's discuss now. So these are green structures which are present here. These are here. Entire structure here. This one is inverted V-shaped structure like this. Inverted V-shaped structure is there, isn't it? These ones are the vocal cords. These ones are the vocal cords, and they are present here. As you can see, this is the thyroid cartilage. See here, this is the thyroid cartilage, and here is the arytenoid cartilage. I told you, isn't it? Arytenoid cartilage. Here is the arytenoid cartilage. So between the thyroid cartilage and the arytenoid cartilage, what is present here? This is a vocal cord. How many vocal cords are there? Two vocal cords are there, and they are inverted V-shaped structures here. They are called as vocal cords or vocal folds. So these vocal cords or vocal folds are two types. How many types are there? They are of two types. Vocal cords are of two types. One is a true vocal cords. Other is the false vocal cords. The false vocal cords are just the mucous membrane folds, and which do not amplify the sound, because the function of these vocal cords are related with the sound amplification. The sound production is larynx product, but the sound is amplified, made into a bigger way or smaller way, or modulation. All this is done by the vocal cords. Because they are made of the fibers, yellow elastic fibers. They can be extended like this here. Because they are made of which one? Yellow elastic fibers. Vocal modulation, sound modulation, amplification, all these are the duties of responsibilities of the vocal cords. But false vocal cords are merely the folds of the mucous membrane, and they are not connected with the sound production here. Only the true vocal cords are concerned with the sound production. And in the males, because of the effects of androgens, the male sex hormones, the vocal cords are very thicker and longer. In the males, because of the male sex hormone effect called as androgens, the vocal cords are thicker and longer. That is why the males produce the low pitch voice. Low pitch voice. That is number one. Whereas in the females, and of course children also, there is no such effect. That is why the vocal cords are thinner and smaller. Thinner and smaller. That's why high pitch voice. High pitch voice. Clear, students? That's the reason. Next point. This thyroid cartilage now. The thyroid cartilage, both the folds here, these are extended here like this, here like this, here. Extended folds are there. In the middle, there is a prominence here. What is the prominence here? That's called as an Adam's apple. Adam's apple here. Towards the mid-ventral side, mid-ventral laryngeal prominence. Laryngeal prominence is called as Adam's apple. So, in the thyroid cartilage, what happens? Towards the middle of the ventral region. Towards what is the mid-ventral region? Middle of the ventral region. This is a ventral region, and this is a backside is a dorsal region, isn't it? So, towards the middle of the ventral region, this is extended here. This is the middle of the ventral region. It is extended. A swollen leg structure is present here. A swollen leg structure is present here, and that's called as a Adam's apple. So, I can say that it's a mid-ventral laryngeal prominence. So it is laryngeal prominence is to be seen in the boys after puberty. In the boys after puberty here. Not to be seen in the girls, notably here. Okay, students, that's about the Adam's apple. Next one is the rhymaglotids. So rhymaglotids is present between the two vocal cords. I told you that two vocal cords are present here, isn't it? This is one vocal cord, this is another vocal cord. The space between the two vocal cords is called as rhymaglotids. Rhymaglotids. The space between the two vocal cords here, these are the vocal cords, isn't it? Space is there. This space is called as a rhymaglotids here. Okay, students, all of you, this is about the larynx or as a voice box. Next structure, the air now enters into which one? Trachea. This is the trachea here. This is a very longer structure, trachea, windpipe. So in the next session, we will discuss in the trachea and lungs and bronchi, bronchioles, etc. here. Hope you enjoyed my session. But all of you, please don't forget to type in the comment box below. Bye, students, all of you.